Aujourd'hui, je vous emmène visiter un élevage de crocodiles et d'alligators. Nous sommes en Floride, aux États-Unis, parce que j'y suis dans le cadre de la formation que je donne ici ce week-end, samedi précisément, au Maryland, pour parler de business et de retour en Afrique. Donc si tu n'as pas encore pris ta place, rendez-vous dans la barre de description. Et bien, je me suis arrêté d'abord à Miami et on est venu visiter un élevage d'alligators. C'est super intéressant, vous allez voir plein de choses qui vont peut-être vous donner à réfléchir. Vous savez, on a un rapport très spécial aux animaux chez nous en Afrique. Quand j'ai fait la vidéo sur les pitons, beaucoup de gens y ont vu quelque chose d'incroyable. Comment est-il possible de pouvoir porter un serpent? En plus, il y avait derrière quelque chose qui était lié au vaudou. Ici aux États-Unis, les gens ont un rapport totalement différent aux animaux. Les gens portent les serpents, les gens portent les alligators, sans qu'il n'y ait derrière une quelconque connotation de spiritualité, de vaudou, je ne sais pas trop de quoi d'autre. Qu'est-ce que ça vous inspire dans les commentaires? Est-ce que c'est normal que nous ayons un tel rapport de crainte? Parce qu'en fait, à la fin de la journée, je me suis rendu compte qu'on avait énormément peur des animaux. Et c'est cette peur qui nous donne la lecture que nous avons aujourd'hui, qui fait que dès qu'on voit un animal, du moins certains d'entre eux comme le serpent, c'est la peur totale. Bref, accrochez-vous et allons visiter les alligators. Let's go! On démarre notre visite par l'élevage des alligators. Ici, il y a tout un couloir sur lequel vous allez avoir des alligators de différentes tailles. Des bébés alligators. Donc là, vous en avez d'un certain âge. Là, vous en avez d'autres qui sont encore plus petits. Là, vous en avez d'autres. Et du coup, je vais vous poser une question. Quelle différence existe-t-il entre un alligator et un crocodile? Parce qu'ici, on a un crocodile. Quelle différence existe-t-il, d'après vous, entre un alligator et un crocodile? Je vais lire vos réponses dans les commentaires. Là, ce sont des alligators d'une autre taille. Là, ce sont des alligators d'une autre taille. Ils sont entassés les uns les autres, peut-être parce qu'ils veulent se réchauffer. J'en sais rien. En tout cas, là, ils sont entassés souvent. Et là, vous en avez déjà qui sont beaucoup plus costauds. Entassés les uns sur les autres. Ok. Donc là, dans ce couloir, on a les bébés alligators. On va aller maintenant dans un autre endroit où on va plutôt rencontrer des serpents. Donc ici, c'est le rayon serpent. Est-ce que vous allez pouvoir voir avec les reflets de la glace? Donc là, on a des pitons. Donc là, on a un serpent noir. Et il s'appelle Florida Eastern Indigo Snake. Donc là, on a King Snake. Bon, je le vois. Ah, si, il est là. Le roi des serpents. Donc là, on a un autre python. Donc là, on a un autre serpent, je ne sais pas lequel c'est. Et surtout là, c'est lui que je voulais vous montrer. Un anaconda. Le voilà. Un gros anaconda. Donc là, vous avez un tégou. Il a un boa. Et je vais vous montrer d'autres animaux pour la suite. Alors ici on a des oiseaux, je ne sais pas comment ils s'appellent, c'est des corbeaux, j'en sais rien. Noirs. Tous noirs. Ils ne s'échappent pas. On va comme ça pour ressortir. J'espère. Donc là, on a le crocodile du Nil, qui est un crocodile très dangereux apparemment. Ah, il était là tout de suite, il a disparu. Alors, on a assisté à une séance avec des alligators très instructive qui a permis de comprendre qu'un alligator peut rester 2 à 3 ans sans manger. Apparemment, les alligators auraient vécu à la période des dinosaures, mais ils ont survécu là où les dinosaures se sont éteints. Et les alligators ont la particularité de pouvoir faire 2 ans sans manger. Autre particularité, les alligators ont très peur des êtres humains, très peur. Et ils n'attaquent pas les êtres humains, sauf quand ils y sont contraints. En général, leur solution, c'est plutôt la fuite. On en a un moyen là. Ici, en Floride, on dénombre plus de 2 millions d'alligators. Il y en a partout. Partout. Autre chose qu'on a apprise, les alligators aiment bien les petits animaux comme les poissons, comme les poulets. Mais tout ce qui est gros, grand, ils n'aiment pas. D'où d'ailleurs le fait que l'être humain, pour eux, ne les intéresse pas. Et même quand un alligator vous croise dans l'eau, en réalité, c'est votre tête à la surface de l'eau qu'il voit. Et il a l'impression que c'est un oiseau. C'est pour ça qu'il peut venir vous attaquer. Mais apparemment, même quand il vous attaque, il va vous traîner au fond de l'eau et il va se rendre compte de votre taille réelle. Et il ne va pas vous manger. Malheureusement, il se peut que ce soit déjà tard pour vous. Très instructif. Oh. Mais il est vivant, lui? Ah oui, on dirait bien qu'il est vivant.
Oui.
Il est vivant, mais il ne bouge pas beaucoup. Il s'appelle
bon.
Orinoco Crocodile. Lui, c'est un crocodile. Ici, on a American Crocodile. Il est où alors? Ah, il est ici, le crocodile américain. Saltwater crocodile. Cuban crocodile. Crocodile cubain. Ah, mais du coup, on est revenu sur... Bon, le show a commencé. On va faire un autre show.
I'm going to toss this little pebble in there. And anything that touches the inside of the alligator's mouth, when the jaws are opened, yeah, the alligator is going to slam those jaws shut right away. Strong enough to break bones and even crush open turtle shells. The same way we bite down and bite through an apple is the same way they can crush through a turtle shell, like nothing. But yeah, let's turn him around so everybody can see the big guy. And then to capture the alligator, the Native Americans, they would jump on the back of the alligator using a technique called the quick capture. And once on the back of the alligator, one stunt that made these shows very famous, showing everybody all 80 teeth of the alligator, 40 teeth on the top jaw, 40 teeth on the bottom jaw. And if the alligator loses a tooth, there's going to be another tooth growing back to replace the missing one. Alligators can go through around 2,000 to 3,000 teeth throughout their entire lifespan. The back of the alligator's throat is sealed shut. It's called the glottis. The glottis is used when the alligator grabs its prey outside of the water, drags its prey back into the water, drowns its prey, but not drown itself. No filling in the teeth. I can touch the alligator's teeth. I can get away with that because they lose them all the time. No nerve endings there. So I'm able to keep my fingers just by touching the teeth. But yeah, if I slip up and touch anywhere else inside of that mouth, yeah, the alligator's going to bite down as hard as it can. And whatever's in the alligator's mouth, when it bites down, if the alligator does not decide to let go or does not want to let go, an alligator this size, there's not much you can do about it, guys. Just hope and pray that alligator lets go of you. You might have heard, hit the alligator on the snout or poke him in the eyes. It's going to do absolutely nothing, guys. If an alligator gets a hold of you, yeah, you're in big trouble. Just stay away from alligators. That's how you prevent that. Top of the snout, the nostrils, they can only breathe from their nostrils. The eyes are right here pointed off to the side. Alligators cannot see directly in front of them. They can only see off to their sides. You might have heard that saying that if an alligator is chasing you, run in a zigzag pattern. If an alligator is chasing you, run as fast as you can. Just below the eyes, these little flaps right here, these are the ears of the alligator. When the alligator is underwater, the alligator is going to seal those ears shut so that no water could enter the ear canals of the alligator, and the alligator can still hear under the water. The brain is going to be located at the center of the alligator's head, right here, just between the ears. That's right there where I'm pointing my finger, just under there. The brain is only around the same size as my thumbnail. And with the brain that small, that does mean the alligator is an instinctual animal. You cannot train alligators, guys. All right, one more technique before we end the show and hand out those baby alligators. Sometimes the Native Americans, they would have to go out and hunt alligators alone. They needed a way to tie the jaws for just one person. So they would use this technique right here. And tying the jaws. That technique was called the bulldogging technique, but that is how the Native Americans would capture the alligators, guys. If we can, everybody, let's get a big hand for Beast. He's a really good alligator. The reason why he's okay with me being in here and working with him is because I have been working with him for a long time, close to 8 years now. Now in the beginning, no, it wasn't this easy. Yeah, even now it's not that easy. Look, I make it look easy, but it's not. Because I've been working with him for so long, he does recognize and know me. He knows my voice as well. Working with them every single day for that long, they start to realize you're not trying to hurt them or kill them. When I say train, guys, I mean more like a dog, right? You can teach a dog tricks. Dogs are going to follow commands. Alligators, no, they're not going to follow any commands. You can't teach them tricks. They pretty much do whatever they want. So I'm trained to handle the alligator. So that's what's going on here, guys. I can kind of the alligators. The reason we like to use rats is because rats are easy for alligators to digest. Alligators are reptiles, they're cold-blooded. You're really not supposed to feed them every single day. We do the feeding shows every single day, multiple times a day. And some of the alligators are going to try to come out and eat every single day. If you're going to feed them daily, it needs to be something that they can digest easily, like a rat. They can digest the entire rat with no problem, except the fur. The fur is a very good source of fiber because they cannot digest it, and they will be able to digest the rats within a couple days. Now, if I'm feeding them meat like beef or pork every single day, what's going to happen is that food is going to start to back up in the alligator's stomach, and the alligator can actually pass away from that. It's going to start to rot inside of the alligator's belly. Now, they can digest that kind of meat for sure. But because they digest it slowly, you keep feeding them and feeding them, it's going to back up in there. We do like to use rats, chicken with bones. Bones are good for the alligator's diet, good source of calcium. With a good source of calcium in their diet, they will be able to grow back their teeth. Every time an alligator loses a tooth, they will grow back another tooth. And it only takes a couple days for the new tooth to start growing back. If you look at the big alligator right there, or if you look at pretty much all the alligators in here, most of their teeth are shiny white, pearly white teeth. That's only because they grow them back. And even when they lose their teeth, they don't fill it. No filling in their teeth.
Interesting.
The alligator has such a powerful bite force that every time they slam those jaws shut, there's that possibility of breaking their teeth. You're probably wondering, a small bag of rats, 250 alligators, is this going to be enough to feed them all? Of course it's not. But because alligators are reptiles, cold-blooded, they do not have to eat every single day like us, like mammals. Alligators can actually go very long periods of time without food. Alligators have been around for millions of years. Since the time of the dinosaur, alligators outlived dinosaurs. The main reason the alligator outlived the dinosaur is because alligators can actually go years without food once they become adults. If I were to stop feeding these alligators here today, and these are all adult-sized alligators, even some of the small ones like the one by the tree over there, that alligator is going to be at least 15, maybe 20 years old. It is considered an adult. And once they become adults, yeah, they can go years without food, between 2 or even 3 years without eating. If I were to stop feeding them today untouched. That big one right there, yeah, they'll go the full 3 years. But yeah, they have a very slow metabolism, and then when they're putting their body in that state of brumation, which is like a mini hibernation, not a full hibernation because they're awake, they're just slowing down certain functions of their body when they're in that state. But because of brumation, these animals outlive the dinosaurs. And again, when they're in that state of brumation, yeah, they can go years without food. And of course, the alligator is going to be starving. But because it is an alligator, they'll survive. And that's going to be a wild alligator, not these alligators here, guys. These alligators on the farm, very well fed. We will do a big feeding for them once a month. We dump in close to 1,000 pounds of meat, beef, chicken, pork, fish. More of these rats than 1,000 pounds of meat once a month, more than enough to feed all of the alligators in the pond. One of the worst things that you can ever do to a wild alligator is feed a wild alligator. Alligators have a natural fear of man. Once you feed an alligator, they lose that fear. And all it takes is one time. You feed an alligator out in the wild once, and now that alligator is going to start coming up to people looking for food all the time. It is also illegal to feed and harass wild alligators. When reported, those alligators will get removed from their habitat, and normally, yes, they have to kill those alligators. For your safety and the safety of the wild alligators here in Florida, never feed a wild alligator. Also, guys, being in the water with an alligator is a little more dangerous. Alligators do most of their hunting in the waters here in Florida. If you're in the water with an alligator, the only thing that the alligator might see is maybe just your little head above the water. The alligator might mistake your tiny little head as a small bird, maybe a small duck. The alligator will approach you in the water. More than likely, the alligator is going to attack you. It's going to take you under the water, then drown you, and once under the water, the alligator will finally realize that it cannot swallow your full body. Alligators will never go after anything and try to eat it if they can see how big it is. They're not known man-eaters, guys. Alligators are afraid of us, way more afraid of us than we are of them. They want nothing to do with us because of that. And when alligators are eating in the wild, they're eating small animals, birds, fish, turtles, ducks. About 80% of the alligator's diet in the wild is going to be fish. They prefer the easy meal, small animals, easy to catch, and swallow them whole without having to do the death roll like crocodiles. Alligators are probably going to be the laziest out of all the crocodilians. Now, for sure, there are some crocodiles out there from different parts of the world that are known man-eaters, will chase after, hunt, and even eat people, but not alligators, guys. Alligators, they're afraid of us. They want nothing to do with us. Just being in the water with an alligator, it is a little more dangerous because, yes, accidents still happen here in Florida, guys. I believe this year we already had 2 alligator deaths here in Florida. Just wrong place, wrong time, and that is, you know, always being in the water with an alligator is always going to be the wrong place, the wrong time. So yeah, if you want to go for a swim, guys, stick to the pools, the beaches. If you have children, do not leave your children unattended next to lakes or canals that you're not familiar with. Same goes for your pet dog. If you have a dog, yeah, those accidents happen here as well, where alligators will, you know, run after your dog. The dog's close to the water, and if it catches your dog, it will eat your dog, guys. It happens here in Florida. Just be very aware of your surroundings. Anywhere in Florida where there is fresh water, there is the possibility of an alligator living in that water. There's an estimation, or estimated, just a little bit under 2 million alligators here in Florida, guys. So yeah, they're everywhere. So be safe out there, guys. That was my last wrap. I'm going to thank you guys for coming out. And that does conclude my alligator feeding demonstration. If you enjoyed the show, please feel free to show your appreciation. The next show is 5 o'clock right over here. That's the alligator handling show. For that show, you will get a chance to hold a small alligator. And if you have a boat ride at 5:20, you have enough time to see the entire show, hold an alligator, and still make it to the 5:20 boat on time. But yeah, the show is going to be there at 5. Boats are taking off at 5:20 on the other side of the farm. If you already did the boat, then you're good. The last thing is the show. And then there's other animals on the farm. We do have this way blocked off. We have some crocodiles over here, but they're doing some construction in that area over there, so they had to block it out, block that area off. But if you go around the other way, we have some tortoises, and we do have some Nile crocodiles in the back as well. Then we have all the animals on this side over here, snake room, small alligators over there. But yeah, guys, enjoy the farm. Have a good one. Have a good one, guys.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.